His hair is a little bit longer than mine. He's probably got about a month or two on me.
At
But
least, at least, at
but
least.
that motherfucker is so funny, because he can't take the vaccine because he has that whatever
Yeah.
that allergy is, and so and he's just like, oh yeah, I'm good. I don't know what exactly words that he used. He didn't
Yeah.
say vaccinated, but he said
No,
something.
he said he was immunized.
That's it. That's it. That's it. He was immunized. So
And
I
then
was,
blamed the press for them not researching it more and digging into it to find out if he really was vaccinated. So
yeah.
he
Well,
blamed the press for that.
I think what you have to get the J&J if you're
Yeah,
if
if
you're
you're not
allergic.
that allergic. Hmm.
Yeah. All right.
Let
Well,
that
we've been
asshole.
gone for a minute. Welcome everybody to another episode of Hanging with Old Lou.
Hey, now
I'm your
everybody, how y'all
host,
doing?
Joshua Sitrack. With me, as always, on the left-hand side, my man, Old Lou. Old Lou,
Which I
what's
was.
new? What's happening? How's it going?
Oh shit, it's doing great. As you said, pass it to the left side. It passed me the bomb. That's what I'm coughing on right now. Woo, 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 woo. Oh yeah, doing good. So, how was your holidays, my brother? Was it fun and festive?
Yeah. Yep. It was good. So, those of you who probably know, and I talk about it all the fucking time, but I buy all my meat in bulk from local organic farmers, and so we bought a really small bird from
Mm.
this farm that's just right outside of town. It's only like a 7 pound bird, but because
Ooh.
from my pig, I had so much ham that I smoked a
Yep.
ham in the driveway. Dude, I am.
Ooh.
I'm not. I mean, we were eating some of that still with scrambled eggs this morning. So I get my eggs from the same place I got my bird from, and
Right, right.
so because you get them, they're the farm fresh orange oak yolk eggs,
Oh yes.
and then with that smoked ham. And I'll tell you is that I've never been a ham guy. Like
Mm.
fuck the ham at the holiday meal thing. I want like bird or I want like prime rib or crab.
He says,
Like I want to like get after it. Ham is the shit that you like. They have to do all kinds of crazy things to it so you can just be able to eat the damn thing.
yeah, exactly. What? Did you end up having to put a glaze up on that motherfucker? Did you put a
so
glaze up on your ham?
so this is what I did. So I took a nice cut. So it's nice the way they do it. So they cut the hock up into like thick
Mm-hmm.
slices. So it's like
Oh
probably like
yeah.
2.5, 3 inches thick, and so it's got the bone in the center.
Yeah.
And
Oh, lovely.
so I
Yeah.
just put it in there
Mm.
because they cure it, and so I just put it in there
Oh, okay.
in the smoker for
Yeah.
like an hour and a half. Flipped it about 45 minutes in, and then like the last 10 minutes, I went out there with just some honey. So I have one of my youngest
Ooh.
kids. They have honeybees, and so they brought in a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of honey to the school, and so I used that
Oh.
honey on I put a little chili flake in there and that honey in there, and man, we fucked that up. I'm
I
telling
was
you, it
about to.
was so good. Like that, everything about that came right here in Aberdeen. Like
Exactly. He shot locally like a motherfucker, did you?
yeah. Well, we even made pumpkin pie. We made fucking pumpkin pie from the pumpkins we grew in our
Oh,
front yard. You know,
look at you. Boy, that's
See,
American right there. You go, American.
my wife, like late in the season too. It was probably we've got a real short planting window. You know what I mean? Like
Yep. Oh,
you've
yeah.
got like unless it's a quick crop, like beets or like lettuce or something like that. That's a quick,
Right, right.
basil. Unless it's a quick crop, you got to get it. You got to plant it within about a 2 to 3 week period, or forget it.
Oof. Yeah, yeah, I was going to say, that's even cutting it close. Oof.
And
Oof.
so late in June, she planted uh, 3 sugar pie pumpkins, and then
Mm.
3 or 4 butternut squash. And I was like looking at her like, there's no way we're getting anything off of these. Because like pumpkins and squash, the thing about it, dude, is that pumpkins and squash, like you think of them as like fall vegetables, right?
Right, right.
But the thing
Yep.
about them is they are so susceptible to frost that they die
Oh,
instantly. Instantly, they turn black and they just die anytime it dips
yeah.
below. And
They're
so,
they're going down. Hmm.
you know, and this being South Dakota, it could frost in September. Like,
It
but
it has.
luckily, the weather was good. The weather was good up till Halloween. Like there's a couple of iffy days that we covered them, but like
Right.
even Halloween was nice. Which is very unusual here. And
Mm-hmm.
so we got like 8 or 10 butternut squash, like real legit huge ones, and then
Nice.
we got like the same amount of sugar pies. They were pretty small pumpkins. They were like the size of like a kid's
Hmm.
soccer ball. So pretty small,
Oh,
but
okay.
you know, uh, it was
But enough to make a pumpkin pie with, though, huh?
enough
Oh, wait,
enough to make quite a few pumpkin pies.
great.
We
Yeah.
froze most of it. You know,
Oh, nice. Nice.
so
Nice.
we'll have
Oh,
pumpkin
that's
pie
lovely.
for Christmas time too, and Hanukkah and all that. And, you
He
know,
said all of it. All of it we'll have it for. That's
well,
nice and delicious right there.
well, it's like I just really enjoy being able to say, where all my food comes from, like having that connection with things. It's like you're a lot less likely to waste it. And that's like it's a big issue. That
Especially here.
Americans
Hmm.
waste so much food.
Yep. Oh, I
And
know.
it's not like we still don't waste food. We do, but we waste a little less. Like,
I was going to say you cut a hell of a lot of that down, didn't you?
yeah. Well, when you have that kind of thing, it's like I don't know if I was telling you this or not the last time we spoke, but the guy whose cow it was that I buy, he brought it to my house. You know,
Yes.
like
Yes.
he's the guy who
Ah,
birthed the calf, who fed the calf, growing up into a cow, and he's the one that knocked it on the head and hung it up
damn.
to.
Damn. From the farm to the table, that's fucking beautiful and lovely. And the
Yeah,
taste is all different too. The taste is just real. It's you get it for it's only been dead 5 minutes, not some of the shit that you get in the store
yeah.
that's been dead for days.
Well, so he when he dropped it off, I pulled out 3 sirloins and
Ooh,
brought them in the house, and then we ate them the next day. And dude, sirloin, it's kind of like one of those cuts of meat where you're like, whatever,
yeah.
take it or leave it. This was so tender, so juicy, so flavorful, and I just pan fried it with some salt and pepper and, a little, onion powder. And it's just like,
Ooh,
oh, it was so good.
mm,
But but
that
y'all
sounds
didn't come
delicious.
here to hear about my eating habits. But we've been gone so long that we might jump back and forth in the timeline of things that we've been uh, talking about. But the first thing I want to talk about, and this happened the day before we canceled uh, I think our last podcast or the
Yeah.
podcast
Uh huh.
before.
Before, yeah, podcast before.
So I wanted to talk just because I've been really into pistol shooting. Like
Oh,
I am
mhm.
I'm gonna go through and get my CNC permit.
Oh, nice.
So I don't think I'm gonna carry, but I'm just gonna get the permit. You know.
Yeah, you say that now, but your ass is going to be a carrying motherfucker. Watch.
Well. So here's why I'm saying this. Okay. So 2 things. Number one, that tragedy on the set. Alec Baldwin ends up shooting 2 people. Would he shoot
Yes.
2 people?
Yes, yes, he did. He shot 2 people. One was, I think, died on the scene, and that was the woman. And the bullet went through her, I believe, and then struck the guy behind her.
Okay. And that
Mhm.
guy ended up He
He
lived,
survived.
okay? He did.
Yeah. He
Gotcha.
survived.
So the first lesson that you learn when you're taking lessons, and you should take lessons if you're thinking about getting a gun or you own a gun, God forbid, and
Yes.
you don't know how it
Yes.
works, you should probably call a licensed professional immediately, right? So,
Yeah.
so the first thing that they teach you when you're shooting is when someone hands you a gun, you do a visual
Check
check,
it.
you open the slide
Check
up,
it. Check
you
it.
look,
Yes.
and then you
Yes.
put your pinky in there to double check, and then
Check it
you let it
all.
go through. Second thing they teach you, never point it at anyone.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
two things right off the bat. This is minute one of pistol or any firearm safety training is
Yeah.
those
And
two
those are the
things.
first. Those are the first. Those two things are the only ones that can be interchanged. Like if someone starts off, hey, don't point it at nobody. That's number one. Number two is to check it. Either way, those two go hand in hand. That's for damn sure. That is for damn sure. You know, I mean, we were sitting around one time and and you know how guys are, and everybody's playing with this one guy's gun. And I remember upstairs when he was talking, yeah, I remember when we were upstairs, he was talking, he was like, yeah, this sticks, da da da, you know. So he goes down and then he shows everybody, takes the clip out, and then, you know, motherfuckers are drunk. He, you know, pulled it back so the bullet could fall out. It didn't. Nobody even realized that. And I'm sitting there looking. And then and just as he starts to bring it up, I was like, hey, whoa. I said, look for the bullet. Do you see the bullet? No. I'm like, you said it's stuck. Look. And he goes, oh, it's right in here. I would have shot everybody. That's when I said, all right, good night, gentlemen. I did my job. I saved your asses once. Now I'm getting the fuck out of here because,
For
you
real.
know,
For real.
ain't nothing like hanging out with stupid McNugget with a fucking gun.
Dude, I was talking with a guy and he was like, yeah, one time I put a bullet through my neighbor's house. Like
Yeah.
it went through my wall and then it lodged in the kitchen wall of my neighbor's house. And I was just like, holy shit.
Yes. Again, ladies and gentlemen, a weapon is there to kill. Okay,
Yeah.
that's why it was invented, was to kill and go through shit. So,
Well,
yes, remember that.
the thing about pistols is that probably most people don't know, as opposed to like a hunting rifle or,
Hmm.
a shotgun, so whether
Hmm.
it's for home defense or whatever, it doesn't really matter. That a shotgun and a rifle have a very prominent safety. So on
Yeah,
mine, it sits right above the sight, so I can see it when I shoulder the gun. The gun is still on safe. I
right.
shoulder the gun, look at
Hmm.
the bird or whatever it is, and I'm shooting, and click it off and fire in the same motion. My trigger
Yep.
is a hair trigger, right? I don't have to squeeze that motherfucker. I look at it. It goes off.
I'm shooting, boss.
Yeah, I look at it, it goes off. Now with a pistol, you have to
Hmm.
pull, blam.
And put in. You do,
That,
you do.
and that's the safety on a pistol. It's just that the trigger is hard to pull. But
Yeah, yeah.
on a hunting rifle, and I don't know about like tactical rifles or whatever. I've never shot them and don't really have interest in them. But like, I would assume they're the same thing. They have a prominent safety. The
Yeah.
safety's either on the trigger or right where the hammer would be.
Yeah, on our M16s, I'm trying to remember where it was. It was just right behind the trigger. You just click it on,
Yeah,
click it off. Yeah, yeah,
yep.
yeah.
But a pistol
Hmm.
isn't like that. So with a
Nope.
pistol, you need to make sure it's unloaded. Don't ever point it at anybody ever.
Yes, don't.
And
Don't.
so, and that's kind of all. Since I have to say there, like it's our ignorance for a country that has what more guns than people, right?
At least, yes.
That
Yes.
the ignorance both on people who like guns, you know, the
Hmm.
ignorance there, and in the people who fear guns and hate guns and don't
Guns.
think anybody should have a gun and think that
Boy.
guns are evil weapons and whatever. Like the ignorance about guns across the board is
The
just
board.
stunning to me. It's
I was gonna
stunning.
say, it is. It is. I mean, you know, you hear that ignorance every day. every day, and you're like, no, no, that's not right. That's
which is why. So one of the reasons why I don't think I would ever carry, you
right,
know, um, I think that the training is fun. Like I don't need a gun for self defense. Like we've said it a million times
true,
before on the
true,
podcast.
true.
I do jujitsu. I have a dog,
Hmm.
and I own a
There you
shotgun.
go.
I don't
Hey,
need anything else for
that's
home
all
protection.
three right there.
I
That's
don't
all
need
three
anything
right
else.
there.
And
Oh, exactly.
and uh, so I don't do this. This isn't for self defense or whatever. It's fun.
Right.
It's just a fun thing to do. You know, it's
I
go out
like it.
there, just plink around, boom, boom, boom. Do it safely and learn about the gun. Be comfortable with the gun. So
Hmm.
uh, I've shot a bunch of guns, and I'm gonna piss a lot of people off who know about guns, but I really, really, really like the Glock 17. You know,
Mm. Okay. Okay. I heard that. I heard that.
I think it's just for me, it's the most fun to shoot. I also shot a Glock. I don't know what. I think it's a Glock 11, which is a 38
Mm-hmm.
caliber. So it's just like very, very, very slightly smaller than a nine millimeter round.
Just slightly. Right.
But that
Mm.
was a lot of fun too. But it was small. Always felt like I was going to blow the tips of my fingers off. It was
Because
just,
it's so close up.
yeah, it was so small.
It was like a Virginia Slim in your hand, was it?
Yeah, but so there's the thing, right? I would I when I leave the house to go hunting, my gun is locked until I take it out
Yeah,
of the truck and I'm about ready to step in the field. Right? Like
as it
it's
should be.
locked, the chamber is open,
Yeah.
and it's on safety. Three things. This gun cannot fire, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Which
See,
is why I
that's
can be
that. That.
so which is why I can be so cavalier about how I house my ammunition because like but that's another podcast.
Yeah,
But
it might be laying all around, but you have to put it together.
I would never take a loaded weapon out in the public. Like it just feels fucked up to me, you know.
Yeah,
And I know plenty of people who carry. I know plenty of people who carry,
yeah,
and they all do it for their own various reasons. And of course, I would say most of them are, infinitely more competent than I am with a gun.
right, right.
So there's that
But
as
are they
well.
smart with it? Are they smart with it? If
Everybody
it
that
comes down, uh huh,
everybody that I know that carries takes it pretty seriously.
right.
So,
But do they
but
know basically what we're just watching here on TV? They know all the ins and outs of I had to defend myself. There was no other way out. Are they quick to point that they
yeah,
have the weapon? Those are the questions I'm asking because, I mean, sometimes that I've seen, it seems like people that carry, they seem a little bit more emboldened, shall I say? Just
well,
real, I mean, with any type of situation, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like,
yep, yeah.
hmm
So that's really interesting, and that's kind of where I was going with it too. Like
hmm
I I would feel if I were carrying around a loaded pistol under my jacket, I would feel even more cautious. Like I ain't even looking you in your eye, like because you say
yeah,
something to me and I'm like, yo, sorry, and you want to keep
yeah.
coming. The next thing is the gun's coming out.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't want to do that. I don't
Exactly.
want to do that, which is why I find it
Hmm.
so the whole Kyle Rittenhouse thing, I find it crazy. Like, if I'm bringing a pistol to a riot, I'm going home with an empty gun. Like,
Yeah. I, I
there's
and
only
that
one reason why. It's to shoot people. And I
it,
get like he was there to defend the neighborhood. His family's from there. He wants to be a police officer. All those are great things. But he's 17 years old. He can't go and buy a cigarette, right?
no, uh-uh,
So
uh-uh.
why do we say that kids can't buy cigarettes? Because they're fucking kids and they don't make great decisions.
Hey, and we just saw exactly. And I was saying he was driven there by his mother. So there's another person who didn't take things as serious as they should have. I mean, I'm going to drive you to basically a riot and
Well,
say goodbye here.
she didn't do anything wrong. It was his uncle, right? His uncle
Ah,
gave
that's what
him
it
the
was. His
gun.
uncle.
His uncle's in
Yeah.
fucking trouble. His uncle's
Oh
in
well, as
fucking
he should
trouble.
be. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
and
He
then
should
here's the other thing. Like I was, and I'm always super critical of the media, and like they're
be.
lying to us, man. They're fucking lying. And I bought this whole story, hook, line, and sinker. I'm like, he shot like 9 black people. He was a white supremacist.
Not
All this stuff.
even. Yeah.
And it's not, none of that is even remotely true. He shot a fucking pedophile who had just gotten out of jail that day, who was
And the
running at,
motherfucker that attacked him.
he was running at him saying, shoot me, fucking N-word.
Yeah.
Shoot me, N-word.
hmm There was a
And
whole
then,
lot that went on that people
and
don't
then the
know, like
other
you
guy
just said.
like attacked him with a skateboard and drew one
Skateboard,
guy drew a Glock on him.
with a gun. Right,
And it's just
right.
like, okay, the guy testified, the only guy that survived testified, he thought he was either the police or working with the police. And so he chased him down with a gun. And that's how he
Yeah.
got shot.
Why? Like, wait a minute.
And,
You thought
and,
he was
and
working?
that guy had a criminal record that was expunged 6 days before he testified.
Yeah. There's a lot of eye opening right there, wasn't there?
Let's just say that I think the only thing that the jury could do is just go like, I don't know.
Hey,
I don't
yeah,
fucking know.
yeah. I mean, I watched some of that trial, and that's what I kept going. Oh, yeah, you're framing all this wrong. Everything that you're saying happened. Like, no, it didn't. It happened this way, and yeah, it sounds like he should have been protecting himself. I mean, again, being there, I don't think that motherfucker should have been nowhere, no
No,
how being
no,
there.
no, no, no.
Not even. I mean,
I mean, it's
on
like,
the
what do they say? Every, murder mystery novel or movie or whatever. What do they always say? You show the gun has to go off.
off,
It has to
yeah.
go off. If there's a gun, it has to go off.
Has to go off. Yep, and it
There's
sure
a
did went
gun at
off.
there's a gun at a riot, man. I don't know. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's I mean, like you said, he's out there with a weapon himself, guarding something that nobody asked him to guard. Um, it, I thought it was a bad recipe, but it was a bad fucking recipe that the goddamn prosecution ran on. Because
Yeah.
everything he was trying to prove, it was like, no, man, no, that doesn't sound right. And then when you hear the other people, like you said, the one dude that survived, he was like, yeah, da 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 da, pointed a gun, did all this. You're like, wait, what? Wait, shouldn't that motherfucker be on trial? Because
Yeah.
that motherfucker was the threatening one, I mean, yeah, like I said, listening to it is like, yeah, that he needs to be let go. It doesn't sound like they don't, they're not making their case. I don't know what other case they could have made for him or against him, but the one that they tried, nah. I mean, I was like, yeah, you got to let that go. I mean, they let OJ go. I mean, shit, this motherfucker proved the reasonable doubt and all that. So, I mean,
Reasonable doubt, yeah. Yeah.
yeah, you're like, I mean, you can't. I mean, that's how I see it. That's
Yeah.
how I see it.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I mean, it's just crazy like that. And then when he got off for a second, I was like, damn, I hope they don't fucking protest. And then they put the pictures of the people who died. And then I was like, oh, I forgot. Yeah, none of them are really black, so they're not going to go off. Don't worry, we ain't got to worry. There might be some rumblings over here off to the side, but you know what? They're just going to let those motherfuckers. They're not going to erect a statue to them at all.
Oh yeah. Well, the guy who is at the mostly peaceful but fiery protest reporting on that, he was probably hoping some people would riot. But everyone else was just like, nah.
Nah. Well, yeah, I said it was because everybody remembered what they looked like, and second of all, it was getting cold. It's wintertime. I looked at him, I said, I don't know if they're gonna be fucking. This is where was it? Wichita, Wisconsin, or some shit like that, or that's fucking
Kenosha.
cold. Yeah, Kenosha. Yeah, nope, nope. no. But
Wasn't that
yeah, we
where
just.
John Candy's polka band was from in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
I want to go with yes.
Let's
That
see.
was good. That was very good. I like that. you know, uh, but yeah, I mean, there really wasn't much that you could, like I said, on that trial that you could get him with. I think it looked like he had every right. Hey, yeah, go on, man. I don't know what else to tell you. They were coming at him. Hey, that's how it went with him. I was more worried that the three were going to get off with life sentences for the Aubrey killings.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
I mhm,
thankfully. I mean,
yeah.
the I mean those let's face it, don't go into a house that's not your own house. Like that's just a bad idea.
It
Don't
is, but see, the thing about it is that even, I mean, haven't you seen like houses under construction and just like taking a peek inside and like, look, it's in your
Oh sure.
neighborhood. You kind of,
Oh sure,
yeah,
sure.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I did. And I mean, it's like, yeah, there is a lot to be said for going in and looking like you rummaging through shit. But hey, you know, maybe walk out, with your shirt up, making sure people notice you didn't take shit or something like that. I don't know. What got me though was the 911 call. Did you hear the beginning of that?
No, I didn't
Uh,
hear that.
oh yeah, I mean
Yeah,
like
they're
they played it.
okay, so they're the Kenosha
Uh huh.
Kickers. That's
Oh,
what his
that's what they
band
were,
was
the
called, the
Kenosha
Kenosha
Kickers.
Kickers.
Planes, trains, and automobiles. That's right. With Kenosha kickers, and those aren't pillows. Oh yes. Uh, oh yeah, but I mean, with those, it was the 911 call went like, they're like, "Hello, 911, what's your emergency?" And he's like, "Yeah, there's a black man running down the street," and you're just like,
that's so I can't believe that we're laughing about it. But what the fuck?
I
What
mean, you
the
can't
fuck?
help but just like, wait a minute, what do you mean? Like, basically, that's how it went. Yeah, there's a black man running down the street, and we think he might have stolen something. And you're just like, you're like, dude, come on, please, that's just wrong.
Like you can't be that racist. You
No,
can't be.
exactly. I mean, but the lawyers too were hitting on some crazy shit. Did you hear what one of the lawyers said? I forget. She stood up and she's like, "Well, yeah, the how he." She started describing him, as a big black man with dirty feet and dirty toenails, and everybody, gasped, and they're like, "What the fuck? Why would you say that he had dirty toenails?" And then and then they were showing you the pictures. He didn't get his shoes off until he was at the morgue. So it was the morgue that, noted down that his toenails were dirty. So it's like nobody knew about that except in the morgue. You're just like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, what the hell does that have to do with it? Or they didn't want to have too many black preachers coming in. Yeah, yeah. I mean, some of these you just got to ask these questions. Like, when they say they had to make up, the jury was made of, right? I mean, when it always, 11 Caucasian people and one black person. That's how it went. That's how it was on the jury. And you're just sitting there going, okay. And they got most of the people that were African American off. They didn't want them, and they got that one that's on there. And I'm just looking around going, you know what? What if the tables was turned? Do you think they'd be crying foul if it was 11 black people and one white person? I mean, we have never seen a jury like that. I do believe. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen one that way. That's why I'm at like, why? Like, do we not see the fuck up? That's why I was worried. That's why I was like, oh god, I think he might get off. I mean, if you're gonna put 11 white people on there, and I mean, that's already like it's like you're just looking at it like, damn, the deck looks stacked as fuck.
Dude, it's like uh, the only time you'd see something like that would be in a sketch on Chappelle's show. Like 11
The
black people
reverse.
and one old white lady.
And you see the white dude sitting next to his lawyer talking about, oh, I'm gonna lose. I'm going down.
Oh, fuck.
I'm fucked.
Well,
But yeah.
yeah.
Oh
I
man.
mean, well, I mean, there's a lot to be said about things that are institutionally racist, right? Like
Yeah.
we need to be talking about those things and not
Mm-hmm.
like whether or not looting is okay because of the color of someone's skin, or
Yeah.
it's just saying, hey, I treat everybody the same regardless of their skin color is now a racist thing to say. It's like, not
Uh,
really,
yeah.
not really.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Exactly.
know,
And to go back to the looting part, and people are like, hey, cops aren't there, and they're like acting like this is the first time cops haven't gone to a place where they're looting. If you go back in history and you see where there's a lot of looting, probably cops just pull the fuck back. It doesn't. That wasn't a new phenomenon. Watching them do this crazy shit. What the phenomenon was is across the whole fucking country, pretty much. And Oregon got shut. Was it Portland that got shut down for a whole goddamn month? Oh no,
longer
it was
than
Washington.
that.
Right?
It was like a
Yeah,
hundred and something fucking days. It was
yeah,
like a
yeah. Like
hundred
that's
and something fucking days. I was
yeah.
just
You
talking
keep
with
that shit subnormal.
I was talking with my friend. I've got some friends that live there, because I went to school there, and I'm like,
Right?
"What in the fuck is going on?" And they're just like, "Stay away, stay away.
Yeah.
Why did I move here?" Like people are just lamenting the choices in their lives, and and these are like very liberal lefty folks, who probably at first
Yeah.
sympathized with those people, and then they're just like,
Right.
"Holy shit, these people are batshit fucking crazy." And super
Exactly.
violent.
Like, where did they come from? They weren't here the past 12, 20 years. I ain't seen hair no hide of them.
Yeah.
I thought that, yeah, but no, they went crazy, and that's what I'm saying. Those parts, that shit, that we haven't seen before. But like I said,
Well,
on a lot of times that looting, cops do say fuck it and step way the fuck back, and they just build a perimeter around. And I'm just saying, a lot of people are acting like that's something they've never heard of before. Like cops not doing anything. Like what motherfuckers? Every fucking riot that turns into looting, Popo just pulls back a little and just lets them go. So I was
yeah,
just
well,
kind of
well, it's
going on
not
that
just
rant.
even that though, right, dude? It's like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times Popo's the one that's instigating the looting. You know,
Yeah.
like they send in some feds with like black hoodies on, and next thing you know, they're smashing a Starbucks in Seattle, and then all of a sudden,
it,
the whole
it's on
thing
like
turns
Donkey
into
Kong.
chaos.
Yeah. They're like, good job, Mr. Smith. All right, we're gonna go over there, Mr. Bigelow. How are you doing over there? Oh, there he goes. He set
Well,
the car on fire.
remember all last summer during all the Black Lives Matter protests, like mysterious pallets of bricks
Oh,
would show up
but
on like the route,
yeah.
and then everything would be cool until all of a sudden some
I was
hooligan would
like,
throw a Molotov cocktail and
hey,
nobody knew who he was, but then everyone else is like, fuck it, let's go, let's
and
go.
somebody magically says, here, look what's under this tarp, which
Holy
you can
shit.
see from the
Oh
other
my god,
side. They're
that's
bricks.
that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Have you seen the guy from the Fed, where they think he's a Fed, they're not sure, from January 6th? They've
No.
spliced up a shit ton of video of him going around to different groups going, we got to storm the Capitol, we got to get inside the building.
Oh
And
my God.
people are like, what the fuck are you talking about, why? And he's like, we just got to go.
Oh.
And he's like going saying things kind of in a way that's like not inciting but is inciting. Let me see if I can
But
find
just
it.
that's where we should end up at. Yeah, you got to. I got to see that. But then again, if that's the case, then I mean, you can't blame this administration for it. You can't, because the other administration was still there and still trying to do its shit. So that means y'all should be looking into that motherfucker, one of the biggest crybabies ever in the goddamn world. It's gonna be sad if that motherfucker runs again and wins, because ooh, you talk about go lock your children up. But I mean, when it comes to those
His name
bricks
is
that people
Ray.
imagine,
The guy's name is,
right?
they know who he is. That's the thing. They know who he
Uh-huh.
is.
But what is it that knowing him is it? What's his background say? I mean, that once you start digging into that should show them something. I
Let me see
mean,
if
because Ray's got to be born at a certain time. He's got to. And somebody's got to know him in high school. Be like, no, he was what, homeschooled. Yeah, but like we were saying, with all this shit, with instigating, bricks mysteriously showing up, believe me, that's what QAnon should be looking at. QAnon should be digging into that shit, to tell you the truth. I mean, if they were talking about conspiracies, there's one right there. You know?
We need to go
Oh.
to the Capitol.
He's saying we need to go in.
Yeah.
He's saying, I'm
I
going
can
to put
hear
it
him.
out there. I'm probably going to go to jail for it, okay? But tomorrow we need to get into the Capitol. So, and you can hear people in the back going, what? What the fuck? No, no. And then people are saying, feds, feds. He's a fed. He's a fed.
Oh. And they still stormed the Capitol.
Some dummies
I mean,
did.
They did. They did. They did. And then they're mad because,
And then he keeps going on like, hey, everybody, as soon as the president stops talking, we're going to go to the Capitol. The Capitol is this way. And he's like directing traffic, like it's this way to the Capitol.
Oh, I remember sitting there watching that shit. And I remember that all of a sudden I was watching it and I turned to my wife. I'm like, look, people are just getting up and leaving. This motherfucker's talking, but these guys are leaving. And they even panned around while motherfuckers were getting up and leaving. And, people were like going, yay. I was like, no, I don't think this is a yay thing. I think they're going somewhere to do some shit. And sure enough, there they were doing some shit. I mean, if we talked to some Republicans, they didn't do nothing. But, yeah, I mean.
But if this guy is a Fed who's helping, leading, he's doing the real inciting, right?
Yeah.
Right. And he's not charged.
He should be charged. He should be, but they weren't trying to charge him because remember the last administration wouldn't want to get caught with this.
But why hasn't Biden gone after him?
About that, I do not know. That I do not know.
Because he's a Fed. Because he's a fucking federal asset.
But wouldn't he be? But he was working for the last administration. I mean, I know.
No.
No.
But
that's what I'm saying.
No,
so that's why.
He wasn't. No, he's just pretending to be working for him. He's just trying to incite violence. He doesn't give a fuck
but what
who's
I'm
doing
saying, but what I'm saying is though it was like in January before Biden got switched over to president. So that's what I'm saying. He was the president, but he didn't get inaugurated until January. But he can't do anything until the 20th. Remember, that's the whole biggest.
Yeah, but
everybody's like,
this happened like almost a year ago.
Right. Wait.
Like, what have they been doing?
I'm just saying that. Hey, I know that. Hey, it was under. This is
what I'm saying. This is kind of like the what's his ears? They remember they were trying to Russian collusion. There's a special counsel that went on for fucking almost 2 years. The Mueller report.
Mueller report. Yeah.
And this is kind of like that. Again, it's just like we're not going to really investigate anything because it incriminates both of us.
Yes.
That's what's going on here. It incriminates both of us. They're federal agents or federal assets that go around to these protests in Black Lives Matter protests, in WTO protests, in what was that thing where they took over like the Treasury buildings, the 10% or whatever it was.
10%ers, yeah.
Or we are the 99% or whatever the fuck they call it. All those. They've done it to every single one. They've sent federal agents in there to stir shit up, get people pissed off, and get people ready to, just shoot your local cop, who's just there doing his job. And you've got fucking feds and federal assets who are doing forever.
Oh,
so they're not going to investigate. Biden's not going to investigate this shit.
Yeah.
Why? Because it incriminates him too.
He'll get in trouble. They all will. That's why they point fingers at each other. Hell, I remember a story. They were saying that the feds were the ones that supplied the guns to like the riots and all that, because supposedly there was like all of a sudden people found out and knew that there was this train car, right, that was loaded with guns that just happened to have weapons on them.
I mean, it's so obvious. It's
Yeah, exactly. You're like, how did you know? Who told you? Because I know Boo Boo and Ray Ray weren't fucking working down there.
dude. I have to admit that I have become a little bit of like a tinfoil hatter. Like with all the
Right.
shit that's gone on in the last 2 years, and then you add that to all the little practice scrimmages that they did in my lifetime.
Right.
And you're just like, holy shit, this is it's all the fucking conspiracy. It's all
I heard that. Keep her going. Keep her going. You said it's all a conspiracy. They all did it.
So I'll give you an example as while Lou goes to piss. Is that I was reading an article today. So now there's this new Delta variant, right? And it's
Right.
called the Omicron or whatever it's called. And so they've been using the Greek alphabet to name these variants. So there's like the Delta variant, and then there was the Lambda variant, which apparently was going to
All
kill all
right.
of us and then disappeared. And so now there's a new
Hey.
one called the Omicron. And so, but they were going in alphabetical order, and there are two other Greek letters before them. There's Nu, N-U.
Right.
So they skipped that one because people would just think it's a new variant, not NU, right? I guess because they think we're all so stupid. And then they skipped the Z, I think that's how you pronounce it, variant, because that's
Right.
the fucking first name of the head of the Communist Party of China. They skipped it because of that.
Oh.
And you're just looking at these motherfuckers, and you're just like, oh, and you're telling me to vaccinate my 5-year-old. Okay. I'll get right on that, bro. I'll get right the fuck on that.
Exactly. Oh, I could see that. I could see
We
that
are
happening.
we are in this household heated in debate about the vaccine for the kids. There is a heated debate. So
I heard that.
it's like Sophie's motherfucking
Sophie's
choice up
choice.
in here.
They're like Sophie's choice.
Oh, dude.
Ooh, we
I
shouldn't
just-
be
I
laughing
just-
at that, boo.
I can't. I'm sorry. Like, if they were trustworthy, I would be all on board. But you keep lying to me and then making bullshit up and then
Yep.
telling me that, like, you're not going to name the variant after Z because it's the same fucking name as
The Chinese leader.
part where the fucking thing came from in the first fucking place.
Oh, I know. That's probably.
You know,
Could you
it's like,
imagine that? Oh,
well, I've said numerous times, and I've heard other people say numerous times, why isn't anyone investigating where the fuck this actually came from?
that's
Why the fuck is no
No,
one
they're
concerned about that? Why exactly? It's the same reason why Biden doesn't want to go after Ray Epps or, anything else that Trump had done that he said was so terrible. Now he's like, deporting migrants and putting kids in cages. But why? Because it implicates everybody, right?
everybody.
This isn't just about protecting China. It
Everybody.
implicates the United States as well, man.
Everybody.
Because
Everybody.
Fauci is the motherfucking who fed money to them.
Oh,
And this guy is telling me to vaccinate my kid. And I'm like, sir, excuse me. Excuse me.
like, check the emails, motherfucker.
I want to hear someone trustworthy, not someone from fucking CNN, not a doctor who's part of one of these groups or a doctor who's ill-informed, right? Because there's plenty of doctors who are just like, oh, the WHO says it, it must be true.
Must be true.
And it could be. It could be. But I will say that I want to hear from somebody who's not bought off by the pharmaceutical companies or has some other agenda other than the safety of my child. That's my number one job. That's my number one job as a father is to protect my children. And I need to know that so my one kid, I would say if he could get it, I would give it to him just because he has asthma. But for my
Right.
one kid he never gets sick. I can't remember the last time that he was sick. This isn't a threat to him. This is not a threat to him. You know? And I'm not saying no forever, but I am saying I need to see some really hard evidence that a otherwise healthy youngster who has no health issues at all, why
should take it.
what's the reward for that? I don't see it. I just don't. So for the other kid, I would say, yeah. Even that I know that they're fucking lying to me, I would say that the benefit would outweigh the risk, because the risk is probably pretty small. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I understand that one completely.
But if you got those out, hey man, I got vaccinated. I have asthma.
Yeah.
I think that it's a good idea to get vaccinated. But because I had this other health condition, right?
Right.
And we're seeing people on ventilators that can't breathe and all this shit, and I was like, "Fuck that! No way! No way! I ain't going out."
Been on those. Yeah, exactly. Nope. I want to go in my sleep quietly. God damn it! Not choking on my vomit.
Oh no! Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying no, obviously, but I just don't see it. And we live in South Dakota. They ain't gonna mandate shit. So.
Nope. The only thing they'll mandate is putting Trump on Mount Rushmore. That's about it.
Well, I hope they do. I mean, the most hilarious thing about Mount Rushmore, it's not the fact that it's stolen tribal land. It's not the fact that it overlooks some of their most sacred natural monuments. It's the fact that the fucking guy who did it was a fucking Nazi sympathizer. And a white supremacist.
So a big fuck you. Oh, you gotta love this country.
Shit they don't tell you in school. Brought to you by hanging with old Lou.
Brought you, goddammit. This is our after school special, goddammit. Little breaks in between cartoons, we come out with this shit. Let you know. Did you know? Everybody knows about the room behind Lincoln's head, but did you know that this was built? That's hilarious. Oh man.
So
and they're not going to get it back.
putting a bow on mayhem, because putting the bow on mayhem that happened while we were on break. That guy who in Wisconsin who mowed down like 60 people.
Whoa!
Do you remember that shit?
Yeah, that just happened. Yeah. Ooh. Oh my God!
Dude is a black Israelite with things posted on his Facebook page like "kill white people" and whatever else. And
he's going under jail.
And it looks like he did it on purpose. When you see the videos of it, it looks like he was trying to hit. And he just got out of jail that morning for running a bitch over.
Yes. That motherfucker broke in. They showed that one video of him going down the street, and that little baby was just inches away, or maybe 2 feet, if that, away from when he just sped through. I was
too close.
Oh, too I mean,
close.
Just and the thing is I knew that he didn't hit this baby and all that, and my heart still skipped a goddamn beat.
Well,
my heart still went, oh my God, no! Oh, okay. Oh,
when you're crossing the street with your kids, you whoa, look both ways, because there's a car way down the block, right? That car's 100 yards away. No. Let's check and make sure what this motherfucker's gonna do.
Why you bullshit? You always gotta stop. No, you gotta wait. Look. Yeah, exactly. I always know. Hey, I busted my spare ass. You see, I'm limping now, so I got to look. Stop. I'm always the one look at these motherfuckers. Look, got the head in the phone. Look, don't step right out. Oh, you're like, oh, he stepped out in the car. Watch for him because
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Because I'll ask the kids, I'm like, you tell me that you can see that there's a stop sign and where the crosswalk is. Yeah, yeah. Why the fuck can't you see that car moving off to the other side that maybe you should stop? I mean, come on. I mean, I don't want to be taking care of you on, if you're a quadriplegic. I'm not trying to be an ass. I'm just like, damn, no. Oh, that was a good one. Oh, yeah. But they that guy that did that, he's gonna have to be put under the jail, put somewhere, he's gonna have to have, murder, death, or that's a sentence should be put to death on that motherfucker. Because they did show one where he purposely just turned into a group of people. Like you're like, dude,
yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, then that 8-year-old boy, he died the next day, and and even then I heard, he had a head injury, and that whenever I know with you, and just saying with me, whenever I hear that, I pop right up and I'm like, oh shit, he's young. Hopefully, oh wait, that happened? No, he ain't coming back from that. You can't, yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. I mean the head injury thing is tough,
It hit close to home, and I was just like, I know, but like I said, we're just happy that motherfucker's been caught. They're gonna do something to him. I don't know what. I don't know if they're gonna accidentally leave his cell open or what have you.
Speaking of that, what's her name? Epstein's girlfriend or whatever she was is on trial now, and I'm surprised that she's still up and walking.
Me too. Me too.
I mean, I want to know what the fuck that lady knows.
Me too. I want to know it all because I know it's not just. I know it's more than what we're being led on to believe. Because I mean,
100%. Again. Why aren't they telling us? Why isn't someone interested in getting this out there? Because it implicates fucking everybody.
Everybody. Beyond belief. It does.
I mean, Bill Gates' wife was so pissed off.
Yeah.
Because of things that she learned about that she got a divorce from like the richest person. Man, it's probably the easiest thing in the world to be Bill Gates' wife. She just has to spend money.
Yeah.
Like she can. It's just,
just knowing what went on.
Melinda?
Yeah.
What the fuck do you know, Melinda? You better tell us.
Exactly. Let us know because again, when they're especially on the other side, the Republican side, a lot of them are, hey, Clinton rode the plane this many times, and we keep, and just like you keep saying, it implicates everybody. Everybody. I mean, even Trump was on the plane. Whoa, but he stopped and no, I'm not. Don't give me that. He was there. He talks about a party that was just for him and that guy with all these women. Blah blah blah. It's like, look, we know what's going to happen if we open that book. That's why, number one, they killed that motherfucker quick. And then they got to her. She just said, look, don't kill me. I won't say shit. Because if she starts saying shit, damn well she's going to get shot and killed.
I mean, they're just going to be like, whoops, we lost her.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
or they'll do something crazy like, try to move her and then like, what was that Jack Reacher? You ever see that movie with Tom Cruise? Where the premise of the movie is that there's a mass shooting, but it was one person was targeted, and then they killed all these other people to hide it.
Those people, yeah. So they'll do that for her. Well, don't be next to her then, goddammit. Don't be.
I'm gonna call Tom Cruise up. We need Tom Cruise on speed dial. Get in here and fuck this up.
Because damn it, I know it's just if she would tell. That'd be interesting. But like you said, like just as she gets ready to tell, they're going to do something, bot the judge off or whatever, and the judge would just stand up in the middle of the court and shoot her in the head, You know, something
Jack
like that.
Jack Ruby's grandson will show up.
Hey, did y'all see a can of beans I left in here? Bang!
Kablam!
Oh shit!
Oh,
Oh, they're coming for her though. They're coming for her. If she knows
yeah.
anything, they're coming for her. That's for damn sure. You know, but yeah, but you see how much money that motherfucker has anyway. He had his own island. He had this private jets and all that. That's major money. That means major money was all up in there. You
Yeah.
know, major money just isn't Democrat. You know, that's what I
Yep.
love. What they're doing now is all the Democrats have all the money. The Democrats have all the money. They're the ones spending it, and then all of a sudden you're just sitting there going, "Wait a minute." I remember the Republicans were the ones who had all the money with the Koch brothers and everything. I'm like, see, that's why you laugh at politics, because now they just keep coming back on regurgitating shit. Like, oh, it didn't stick to us, so I'm going to throw it back to you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Oh,
it's
that's
it's just really sometimes shit just gets really frustrating when you see that and you're just like people just
yeah,
people just want to go about their lives with the minimal intrusion by government, right? Like, and
pretty
then
much.
if we send you to Washington or to the state capitol, just try to do a good job. That's all.
That's
And
all I'm
tell and
asking.
tell me the fucking truth. Like
Yeah,
I don't even care if you're enriching yourself on our behalf if you're doing a good job.
no, yeah.
Like, but
If you're
Nancy
doing a good
Pelosi,
job,
how is your husband like? His stock portfolio is insane. Like, how is he right that many times? Oh,
yeah, somebody needs to get looking,
like
and they will.
if she were doing a great job, like she had, peace in the Middle East, and
Right,
Afghanistan was all good, and they were school children who could laugh and sing and play, and China was our best friend, and they were
right.
very treating the Uyghurs
Invented the
humanely.
vaccine herself, you know?
All of these things. If she did that, I don't care that your husband's doing that. Like, fine,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly. We don't care. We don't care. But see,
But
but you point that out as a good thing. Not a good thing, is to prove your point, because last year when they found out that one, and he happened to be Republican, like after had a big meeting about whatever was going to happen, sold his stock in Johnson and Johnson or whatever, and one of these pharmaceutical, and then boom, and like you said, the country was in turmoil. Everybody hated anybody that was a politician, and that shit popped up. They're like, no, dude, you're not doing a good job. So we're going to plaster this shit out. Why did this happen? Blah, blah, blah. And it just proves your point. Because
yeah,
again, you're right. If she was running smoothly, we wouldn't hear. No, we wouldn't be like, I don't give a fuck. Hey, let her do whatever.
yeah.
More power to them.
That's what
Work the system.
that's what they do. Yeah, they're politicians. That's what they do. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I agree. But speaking of Bill Gates, he did the same thing. You know, right before COVID kind of became a thing, he bought shit tons of stock in all these companies along the supply chain, and
Yep.
you're just like, what? And you're having a hand in selling the vaccine to all of us. Hmm.
Mm-hmm. That looks. Did the word shady come to mind?
Hmm.
Why do you think people have questions about all of this shit? Because you're showing your ass,
Yeah.
man. I mean, it's just we see it, we all see it, and we just want them to figure it out. But the problem is that the ones that break the law, they're the ones who actually make the new law. Not to do what they did. I mean, that's what made the Kennedys famous. Was the father. That's one of the things
Yeah.
people know. I mean, he did that with the stock market. Fucking made all this money through the all of that shit, and then they said, "Hey, you know what? Let's put you in charge of it." And then he
Right.
outlawed. Oh, and you're just sitting there going, "Motherfucker!" And that's how they do it. I mean, it's amazing to watch. It is. It is. You're just like, damn.
Yeah.
You're making all this off of us, and we're still scraping by.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on. I mean, they fight on infrastructure. You got to ask, And the one thing that we like we said, we want you to do a good job as our, elected official. And part of it, believe it or not, is compromising shit. And
Yeah.
motherfuckers can't compromise for shit
Well,
anymore up there.
well,
I
that's
mean,
a
mhm.
definite problem too, because you see it like the Republican. You talked about infrastructure. The few Republicans that voted for it, the Trump and some of the other party
Yep,
members were like, "We are going to fuck you over for working with
right,
them." And then you see it on the same side, if like some Democrats try to work with some Republicans, like, "Fuck you! Now you're a racist," and you're just like,
right,
wait a second, no, everybody wants this bill passed. Everybody wants
exactly.
everybody. I mean, the people want it passed.
Yes, yes, yes. That's what I'm
Get
saying.
this
Everybody,
shit done. Let's get this shit
exactly.
done. Let's get back to whatever. What does he say? Build back better. Whatever the fuck it is.
Build back better. Yeah,
Let's do
hey,
it. Let's fucking
that's what I was gonna
invest
say.
in our country. Let's invest
Let's
in our fucking country and our people. Let's do it. Who doesn't want to do that?
exactly.
And then you hear these
Yeah.
Democrats and then who say, no, it's too expensive. And then you hear the
Expensive.
Republicans say, well, we're not going to side with you because y'all didn't side with us. And,
Done with that.
I know
Yeah.
that my constituents want it, but I ain't going to lift a finger to get it done for you.
But you're still going to be able to pass it, and then I can still ride that wave with you. See what I got done? I
Yeah.
didn't do this, but I
Yep.
wasn't happy with this, but I was happy with that. And then everybody's going to go, yeah. It's like, but you have to see the way this motherfucker voted. Could y'all see
Yeah.
the way they voted? If you
Yeah.
see that, then that means you. And again, like we just said, compromise. Motherfuckers don't know how to compromise. I mean, it's like, look, shit, you need to compromise. You'd be like, okay, no problem.
But,
We'll take voter ID over. Now you got to open up more poll places and drop boxes. I mean,
yeah.
shit like that to be even compromised. And again, I don't understand why people don't want photo IDs. Y'all full of shit, motherfucker. Hey, get your ass some ID, motherfuckers. I don't know how else way to put that shit, motherfucker. Get
Well,
some goddamn ID.
what's hilarious is that the same people who want to see your vaccine passport are the same people who say
Yeah.
you shouldn't need an ID to fucking vote.
Oh
You're
yeah.
like, what?
Exactly. It's, again, we see how we're all. Well, I mean, it's all of us, America. It's all of us. It's all of us. Because we say that. How about my famous thing? Hey, man, if you don't have to make a dick cake, then goddamn it, then you should be able to make somebody show a vaccine card. It's your fucking store. What the fuck? Like, it's just all of that. It's just cracking us up. We're just looking like, really? 'Cause
Yeah, it's. I was thinking about that. So I had heard something. That's not my original idea. I had heard somebody say something, say that before, and I was just like, holy shit, that's right. Like they need, like, this is how ridiculous my quote unquote vaccine card is. I went there and they filled it out without even having a first and last name on it. I wrote that on a couple days later myself.
they didn't even notice that.
They didn't even
Uh,
notice that there wasn't a name on it.
oh, those are some that's some shady shit right there.
But
They should be fired.
I'm saying how many people are like me where there's no like, there's no like set way to do it, right?
Right.
So it's just like I could fake it, like I could fake this thing. It looks fake. It's a little
Mhm.
handwritten scrawl. Part of it's typed out, and then part of it's somebody else's handwriting. It looks fake as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. That's
But
how
it's
mine
not.
looks because I forgot my first card to go get my second shot with, which everybody does, and then they fill it in for you right handwritten. And I'm just
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
I hope
yeah.
this shit rolls through. Oh my god, damn it!
Well, they gave me
Shit.
a second card because they said everyone forgets it, and I remembered. So they gave me
Yeah.
two cards. I have
Oh, you
two
go.
cards
Nice. Nice. There you
because they're
go.
just like, well,
That's
we
how
have
you're
it for
supposed to
you
do
here
it.
anyway. No name
I'm
on it,
like,
of
well, give it
course.
to me, goddamn. Yeah, no name. Well, just give it to me, goddamn it. So I can, I know
Uh,
that shit's hilarious when
yeah.
they do that, and then also too, were you sitting there and all of a sudden I look down, I'm like, hey, these are some open spaces. Does this mean I'm gonna have to come back and get a shot again every year?
Oh
No, I
yeah,
think this will be fine. Yeah.
they did that on purpose.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, so then that's when I started telling people, like, look, I think you're going to be needing to get another shot like once a year. No, they should look at your card, man. There's some
Yeah.
open
No,
spaces.
this 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 punch card, you need 10 to get the free sandwich.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
And if
hold
you
on one second. I'll be right back. Keep it rolling.
right on. That had me rolling. I did. I was gonna say, and if you don't get it punched to 10, then they're gonna throw your ass in jail or something. So they're gonna try to
Hey,
say,
my
hey, if you
love,
get this,
could you
let's hear.
text Andreu and just tell him I'm terribly sorry, but I'm caught up with something else right now. I know I told him 2:30 I was going to meet him, but
Yeah.
just tell him I'm terribly sorry and that we'll try to do it some other time.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
I hope he doesn't listen to our podcast because that was podcast out to everybody, so everybody heard that. We hear how that's what we want to hear. My brother stepping up, standing up for the show, saying, "Hey, I'd rather do this than go meet with you." That's we right on, man.
Well,
Wait. Hey, that
he was
brings
going
us
to
some
help
good.
me do something at my business. I have this
Right,
electrical
right.
issue, and he's going to help me solve it.
Uh,
But it's like it's a priority of mine. But
but no,
you
I hear
know,
you. I hear you. The show came first. We're glad to hear that on the show. We are. All right, everybody. We'll see you later. Goodbye. End the show.
all right. You know what they say? Suck it in, kick us in the ass. Bye.
He's like, wait, what? Okay. Oh shit, that'd be hilarious. But hey, it good though. You got in touch with them. Say, hey, sorry about that. I know how you feel. That happens. Shit. I
Well, I mean,
know.
we can probably do it in a half hour. I just didn't want him waiting around, especially since he
Well,
offered to help me.
oh
So
yeah. I
you got to
heard
be
that.
very polite with the people that offer to help you. Do
Hey, why you
anything that
little
they need
said
you to do. Do
exactly. Do not
anything
be
they
an
need you to do.
asshole until afterwards. Okay.
Right.
I've had to teach my children that. It's really hard, and I've noticed that some people haven't learned that shit even as adults. You're like, wait a minute, you just fucking know what? You know what? I can't make it. Goddamn it! Nope, I can't drive you to the fucking airport. Shit. You guys don't talk shit until after they've done what you needed to do. So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, who listen to the show, we have just given you some good advice. Remember it. That's our PSA, I guess, as they like to say in the biz. So remember that. Do not talk shit or fuck with somebody who's doing a favor for you. Tell afterwards. Oh shit! There are people like, oh, thank you.
You know what's so weird?
What's that?
It's so fucking weird with YouTube and to a
Mm-hmm.
lesser extent, well, no, to probably an equal extent, Instagram and
Yeah.
whatever else that kids are on, is the amount of like hot young ladies who film themselves
Mm.
doing like a thing.
Yes.
Like some it's like they're yoga ladies. Maybe they've never they're just naturally flexible and well endowed. I don't know.
Yeah.
No judgments. But and then some of them are like workout videos. So you're like, okay, I can kind of see that. It's basically porn, but not quite. And they've got like
Yeah.
10 million views for like, here's my morning stretching routine. And it's like 10 million
Yeah.
views.
And if you'd like to see more, go to my channel.
But then there's like the ladies who like go fishing in bikinis. They're like catching,
Yeah.
they're bass fishing or something. And then there's the women who are like, like guns, they're in like something, where it's, and you're just like,
They got it for
I
Hicks
think I
and
know what's going
hillbillies.
on here.
Yeah.
There's another product you're selling, I think.
Exactly. Let me look up some of these hashtags. My wife will be looking over. I'm like, oh, it's the show's feed.
But
Look, it's the show.
and then you scroll down in your YouTube feed, and it's always like a sticky section that's always like
Ah,
the latest on COVID. And it's like I don't want to fucking see
yeah,
the latest on COVID. You can't get
don't
rid of it.
care.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or it's like Facebook tells you, even if you feel well, please take this survey. It's like fuck off. I've closed this prompt at least 1,000 times.
Even if you don't feel well, do the wait. What?
No, I'm not taking a Facebook survey.
No.
Fuck you.
And how the fuck do you know I'm not feeling well?
Well, it's just like no. It says even if you are
Oh,
feeling well, even if you are
oh, okay.
feeling well, take this
Okay.
COVID-19 survey. It's like Facebook is one of
No,
the most untrustworthy companies in the world. It's like, why would I tell you
ever.
more stuff about me?
Yeah,
Why would I do
ever.
that?
Yeah, exactly. Caught on, motherfuckers. No, no, no. Yeah, I know. Like lately, all I've been trying to do on my Facebook thing is like here and there. Maybe try to throw up a joke and just be like backed off from everything else. No, no. I don't talk about politics and none of that. I just pull right back from it. Just be like, fuck it. Trying to get positive shit in your life. Just any way I can nowadays. Like, fuck it. Because motherfuckers on Facebook, boy, whoo. Whew, some of them, boy, you just like, dude, just fucking go find something that makes you happy. Mm. Oh, what you reading there? What you got there?
Oh, just scrolling through my YouTube feed. They think that I like a lot of weird things.
Well, you do,
Apparently, I do.
Well, give it. What's one of the weird things they got up there for you? What's a weird thing?
Uh, a lot of things having to do with like swamps, like
Mm.
alligator fights,
Damn.
tiger. A lot of things with off-road
Alligator.
vehicles. I mean, maybe one night
Oh,
I got really high and I was thinking about
yeah.
buying a truck. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what
Because
happened.
I do watch was that guy's the burning tire, and I
Burning.
watch like the Rich Rebuilds, the black guy who rebuilds
Oh, okay.
Teslas. The black guy,
Right,
okay,
right.
he's black. In case you didn't know that, I watch a black
Was
guy's
he running
channel.
down the street?
He
Was he
was
running
running.
down the street?
He was, he was running down the street after a Tesla.
He looks-
911, what's your emergency? There's a black guy driving down my street in a Tesla. Should I shoot him? Should I shoot him?
Yes, sir. Shoot him twice. The police are on their way. Make sure you have the grip. Make sure you scramble everybody's video within a 10-mile radius. That's just wrong. But yes. Oh, man. Oh, could you imagine that shit? Oh. Yeah, well, that's some crazy shit, I guess, that you. I didn't see nothing really too crazy. I mean, rebuilding a Tesla engine, I mean, hey, I don't think that's crazy. I mean, if you had something like, well, there was an alligator fight to the lion. I don't know if that's crazy because I wish I could click on something like that right now. Alligator fighting a lion. Oh, God damn it.
But it's never that. It's always just like something
No.
weird, and you're just like, "What am I watching?" Like the videos, WTF moments in sports, and it's just like
Right.
some B League beer hall game in Poland, and you're just like, "What
Yeah.
is this?"
Yeah, they're playing
Everybody's real.
soccer on the street.
Everybody's really hairy, and it looks cold.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So
And the
it could
score
either
is
it
like,
could either be South Dakota or Poland, one of the two.
yeah, it's totally because the next video they show is somebody jumping off a roof and landing in snow off of a. Have you seen that when motherfuckers do that shit?
Yeah, dude, that's super dangerous. That's so
Oh, like
fucking
your
dangerous.
bullshit. Oh man. Oh, and you kind of hope it happens too sometimes. You're like, this we
There's
gonna
this
go get
there's this
it,
picture of me from probably like I don't know 6 or 7 years ago, probably.
right?
I'm up in uh, what is it called, Tahoe Donner, so up right outside of Lake Tahoe, and
Right.
it's like March, and there's like 40 feet of snow. Like I'm standing in the driveway. We rented an Airbnb. I'm standing in the driveway, and the snow is probably 4 times taller than I was.
Damn, that is not warm there. Oh,
and there was just like, it was just a wall of snow wherever you went. It was just a wall of snow. And then I was just like, fuck, imagine falling off the stairs here and into the yard, which was the yard, right? You're dead.
Right.
You're fucking dead.
Yeah. Oh, man. As a doornail. Oh, yeah, you better. Yeah, that would not be fun to fall on that shit.
Dude.
Yeah, not fun at all. I'd be crying for my mother right quick, boy. Well, actually, on the way down, because I'm sure once I hit, I wouldn't be able to say shit to anybody.
Yeah. You'd have crying out to your mother. You'd have to wait in line, motherfucker, because there's already people crying out to her. I'll get to you, Jeffrey. I'll get to you.
Mama, no. Oh, that was good. You got me good on that one. Mouth opening. My mouth open. Everything.
Well, I think that we'll end it on that happy note.
Yes.
Got anything else for us, Lou?
Oh, sorry about that. No, I ain't got too much for y'all. None, just drink whiskey every day and stay warm. That's about it. You got anything for them? Any good wisdom words there?
So I can impart a few pieces of wisdom. Number
Here we go. One.
Sometimes showing up is enough. Number 2.
Okay.
If you're gonna fucking show up, you might as well do a good fucking job.
I think I might see where this is going. Where this way is going back. Is there number 3 or just 1, 2?
We'll stop there. I think. Well, I don't want to give away too many secrets.
Exactly. So when you fuck up doing one of these secrets and you hear Josh look at you and say, "Hey, you should have been listening," maybe you missed it. So tune into every podcast from here on out. I think we'll try to have a secret led to you as much as possible.
Well, I mean, don't you think that there's a real problem with people, and I'm not just talking about kids these days, kids.
Right,
I see people of all ages and all walks of life and whatever. Their number one problem is they don't show up. Their second problem is if for some reason they do show up, they're not giving it their all. But they've got a gazillion excuses as to why they can't or won't. And it's
exactly.
It's one thing that I've learned is that, excuses are like belly buttons. Everybody's got one. And they've got it real handy, too. They've got it real handy. So, that's my piece of advice. Sometimes it's just enough to show up, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's effort there.
True.
But if you're going to show up, you better do the best job you fucking can.
There you go. So you shovel that shit just as fast and as hard as anybody, goddammit.
Yeah. Because you'll always have that excuse to not do the good job, right? You'll always have that excuse. You need to tell that excuse, fuck you, I'm going to do a good job.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's like
there you go.
If you've shown up and you're here to do a good job, don't waste my fucking time and your time. That's a big waste of time if you're not going to do the first 2 things.
Exactly. And if you do the first 2, you'll never see me. I will never fucking come to you except during promotion time. That's it.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
And that's what you want, ladies and gentlemen. You want the big boss not to bother you until promotion time. And the only way to do that is to do a good job.
Show up, do a good job.
There you go. There you go.
This has been another fine episode. I'll see you next week. So we'll do one live next week.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be doing one live next week. So we cannot wait. Ooh, Rob Marinqua on that. We're going to have a great time.
All right. You know what they say,
I
Olu.
did. Hey, they say suck a dick, kiss an ass, motherfuckers, with a big side of Pug Mahone.